All right, so for this Python class, this is going to be a really quick tutorial on how to get your computer set up for day one. So we're going to need two main tools. We're going to need a text editor, which you can use anything, but we're going to use one specifically made for code. So we're going to use a program called VS Code, and then we're going to need the Python library, which has all of the various parts of Python that we need. So first things first, let's get VS Code. I'm just going to use a browser here. Type VS Code. Whoops. Grab that first link. Now it already knows I'm on a Mac, which is what this tutorial is for. Go ahead and click this. I'm not going to do that. It took 3 or 4 minutes for that to come down, and I've already done it. So let's go to our downloads folder, which is where that's going to end up. And you're going to end up with this zip file here. Now, in order to get the actual app, just double click on this, and about a second later, you're going to get this thing that pops up. Okay, so if I'm in my downloads folder here, this is the actual app. To install it on your computer, all you do is just drag it over to your applications folder. Okay, so again, I already have it in there, but just drag it from there to there, done. The next thing we're going to need is this Python library. So to get this, I go back to a browser, type Python. We're going to want to go to this python.org. Go ahead, go to downloads, and we're going to want, now for this version, this is the current version, 3.12.1. Go ahead and click this. It's going to download similar. I'm not going to wait for it here. I've already done it. So if you go back to our downloads folder, I'm just going to do it here. You end up with this. Now I'm going to go ahead and run through this install real quick because there's a few more things you got to do. So let's open it up. Continue. Yeah, nobody reads this stuff. Go ahead and install. You may need to put in a password here. This shouldn't take more than a few seconds. All right, here we go. So this is important. There's 2 items in here that have the word command on it. If I can make this bigger. Okay, so first one, install certificate. Just double click on that and put some stuff there and you're done. Same thing here. And we're done. If you have trouble, go ahead and contact me directly and we'll see if we can figure out what's going on. So anyway, that is it. Python is now installed. VS Code is installed. Now, VS Code by itself is just a editor. So because we want to develop in Python, we're going to need a few extensions that basically add on to the functionality of VS Code. So your VS Code should look just like this. Now, because I've used this a while, I've got a number of profiles in here. So I have a blank one that I'm going to use. It's going to mirror kind of what you have. So you should have nothing installed. So we're going to need the Python extension, which helps us develop Python code. So just type Python here. And this one made by Microsoft is what we're looking for. So just click install. And it's done. Go ahead and click this guy. And what it actually did was it installed 2 things. One is the Python extension, and one is a language server, which helps do some basic type checking and does some neat stuff to help us out. So for now, we're going to stop there. If you want to test it, we can right now. We can create a blank folder. I'm just going to stick it on my desktop. Just call it code. And hit open. So this is going to open up our blank folder we just made. We can do a new file. We'll just call it test. Now, for a Python file, the extension is .py. So .py. Immediately, it changes the icon here because it knows it's a Python file. And now we're in our text editor. Now, one thing before we get started, yours might automatically do it like mine did, but just in case it doesn't, at the bottom of your screen, you can see this little deal where it's got some numbers. Click on that, and this is going to be where VS Code is trying to figure out which version of Python we're in. So if you get a long list of ones like I do here, just click the biggest number you can find. That's the one that we just installed. So 3.12.1 is current as of today. So click that. And what that'll do is you'll have a little play button up here that gets added. So if we type any Python code, we can run it. So let's just make a simple one. Print hello, and that's it. Go ahead and hit save. So either file or save, or you can do the shortcut, which is Command S. Now if we want to run it and make sure it all works, you can click here and you should see the word hello printed out. If you see that, everything's perfect. And I'll see you in class.